before London had streetlights, before the full might of Europe sailed the seas, deep in the West African rainforest sat a metropolis shrouded in legend. A city of giants. This is Edo. This is Ancient Benin. They built a network of walls and moats so vast, archaeologists calculate it was 4 times longer than the Great Wall of China. It was the world's largest earthwork structure, built without modern machinery, just human will. Inside these walls was perfection. Portuguese explorers in the 1400s were stunned. They found broad, straight avenues lit by palm oil lamps at night, a civilization running like clockwork, centuries ahead of its time. But who built this? The legends say it began with the Ogiso, the rulers of the sky, 31 mythical kings who descended from the heavens to govern the land of Igodo Migodo. But even sky kings can fail. The people grew tired of incompetence and internal strife. They sent an SOS to the spiritual heart of the Yoruba people, Ile Ife, asking for a true ruler. Prince Oranmiyan. He came, he saw, and he found the land difficult. He called it Ile Ibinu, the land of vexation. He left, but he left behind a son, Ewuare I, who would start the dynasty we know today. Fast forward to roughly 1440 AD. Enter the game changer, Oba Ewuare the Great. He wasn't just a king, he was an architect, a magician, and a warrior who transformed Benin into a true empire. The Oba became more than a man. He was the leopard of the house. He was divine. He rarely appeared in public, and when he did, it was a terrifying spectacle of power and coral. Ewuare rebuilt the city. He established the guilds. Every craft had its quota. The woodworkers, the ivory carvers, and most famously, the Igun Eronwan, the bronze casters. Using the lost wax technique, they created art that rivals anything in Renaissance Europe. These weren't just statues, they were the historical records of the kingdom, written in metal. The Oba's palace was decorated with hundreds of these brass plaques. They told stories of battles, of Portuguese visitors, of the Oba's divine power. A shimmering golden history book on the walls. For centuries, Benin traded with Europe peppers, cloth, palm oil, and slaves. But by the late 19th century, the British Empire wanted total control of the trade routes. The Oba stood in their way. Tensions boiled over when a British delegation, defying warnings during a sacred festival, was ambushed. It was the excuse Britain needed. They called it a punitive expedition. History calls it a massacre. February 1897. 1,200 British soldiers, armed with Maxim machine guns and rocket launchers, marched on Benin City. The Oba's forces fought bravely, but spears cannot stop machine guns. They breached the Great Walls. They burned the city to the ground. The magnificent palace, stood for centuries, was torched. The Oba was exiled. The Golden Age ended in ash. But before the fire came the theft. The British Admiralty auctioned off thousands of the sacred bronzes and ivories to pay for the invasion. The soul of the nation was packed into crates and shipped to museums across the Western world. They burned the city, but they could not burn the culture. The dynasty survived exile. In 1914, the Oba returned. Today, Ewuare II sits on the throne of his ancestors. The Benin bronzes are still the most contested artifacts on Earth. They sit in London, Berlin, and New York. But the call is getting louder. It is time for the stolen history of the Edos to come home. The story of Benin is not just about a fallen empire. It is a testament to African sophistication, artistic genius, and an unbreakable will that has survived fire and conquest. The lion still roars in the rainforest.